The throne room of Zarketh Prime gleamed with crystalline architecture that seemed to pulse. With its own inner light, Emily stood at the center of the vast chamber, her hands bound behind her back with energy cuffs that hummed softly against her wrists. Around her, hundreds of the Zarketh elite watched with their multifaceted eyes, their chitinous faces expressionless yet somehow radiating anticipation. Queen Velana sat upon her obsidian throne, her forearms resting regally on the armrests, her crown of living metal shifting and reforming atop her angular head. She looked down at the human with what could only be described as contempt mixed with curiosity. In all her 3 centuries of rule, she had never encountered a species quite so unremarkable. Human, the queen's voice echoed through the chamber, amplified by the acoustics designed to make every word a proclamation. You stand accused of trespassing in restricted space, evading imperial patrols, and refusing to surrender your vessel's cargo. The penalty is death, unless you beg for mercy. We have found that your kind becomes quite entertaining when facing extinction. Emily tilted her head slightly, her brown hair falling across one shoulder. She studied the queen for a long moment, then glanced at the royal guards flanking the throne, massive warriors in ornate armor, each carrying weapons that crackled with barely contained energy. Then Emily laughed. It wasn't a nervous laugh or a hysterical one. It was genuine, warm, and utterly out of place in the solemn grandeur of the throne room. The sound bounced off the crystalline walls, seeming to multiply and fill every corner of the space. Queen Velana's posture stiffened. Several courtiers shifted uncomfortably. The guards' hands moved imperceptibly closer to their weapons. You dare mock this court? The queen hissed, leaning forward on her throne. Emily's laughter subsided into a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. Mock you? No, your majesty. I'm just amused by the irony. Explain yourself, human, before I have you vaporized where you stand. You want me to beg, Emily said, her voice calm and clear. You've built this whole theatrical production around the expectation that I'll fall to my knees and plead for my worthless human life. But here's the thing you don't understand about my people, your majesty. We stopped begging a long time ago. One of the guards, a scarred veteran named Erling who had served the queen for 40 years, felt something he hadn't experienced in decades, unease. He had seen countless species parade through this throne room. Most begged, some defied. A few died silent, but this human's calm confidence was different. It reminded him of the expression worn by apex predators before they struck. Bold words for someone in restraints, Queen Velana said, though her voice had lost some of its certainty. Are they? Emily's smile widened. Let me tell you a story, your majesty. My people come from a planet that has tried to kill us since the moment we climbed down from the trees. Predators that could tear us apart. Diseases that should have wiped us out. Ice ages, droughts, floods, earthquakes. We survived them all. Not because we were strong or fast or had natural weapons. We survived because we refused to quit. Because we learned to laugh at death itself. The queen's eyes narrowed. Your species' resilience is noted in our databases. It changes nothing, doesn't it? Emily took a step forward. The guards tensed, weapons rising slightly, but she made no aggressive move. You see, your majesty, you've made a critical error in judgment. You assumed that because you caught me, you've won. You assumed that because I'm standing here in chains, I'm helpless. You are helpless. The queen snapped. Emily's laugh returned, softer this time, but somehow more unsettling. Tell me, your majesty, did your people check my cargo like I asked? I did try to warn them. For the first time, genuine concern flickered across Queen Velana's face. What are you talking about? The cargo you demanded I surrender. The cargo that's currently sitting in your royal hangar, approximately 200 meters below us. Emily's expression shifted from amused to something colder. You know what humans are really good at? Chemistry or physics, understanding how things blow up. Erling's blood ran cold. He had been present when they seized the human ship. They had scanned the cargo simple mineral containers according to the readings. But humans were known for their deceptive technology, their ability to mask signatures that more advanced species thought impossible to hide. The queen stood abruptly. If you're suggesting, I'm not suggesting anything, Emily interrupted, her voice hard now. I'm telling you, that cargo is a quantum cascade device. It's been counting down since the moment your people removed it from my ship's containment field. In about 90 seconds, it's going to create a reaction that will vaporize everything within a 3-kilometer radius. The throne room erupted in chaos. Courtiers screamed and fled toward the exits. Guards shouted into their communication devices. Alarms began to wail throughout the palace. Queen Velana's face had gone pale beneath her chitinous exterior. "You're bluffing. You would die too, would I?" Emily's smile was almost sympathetic now. "Your Majesty, the device is keyed to human DNA. It won't detonate as long as I'm alive and my neural patterns remain stable. But the moment I die or the moment I choose to activate it manually, boom. So here's my counteroffer. You're going to release me, return my ship fully fueled and supplied, and grant me safe passage out of your territory. In exchange, I'll take my little science project with me." Erling watched his queen's face cycle through rage, fear, and finally, grudging respect. He had served her long enough to know she was beaten. The human hadn't begged. She had turned the trap into her own. "Release her," Queen Velana said quietly. As the energy cuffs deactivated and fell away, Emily rubbed her wrists and gave the queen a small nod. "Thank you, Your Majesty. And for future reference, humans don't beg. We adapt, we improvise, and when necessary, we laugh at the Reaper and dare him to catch us." She turned and walked toward the exit, the crowd parting before her like water. Erling watched her go, and for the first time in his military career, he felt something like admiration for an enemy dot as Emily disappeared through the doorway. One of the younger guards whispered to Erling, was she really going to detonate it? Erling looked at the empty doorway, then back at his shaken queen. "With humans," he said slowly, "you never really know. That's what makes them terrifying." In the hangar below, Emily's ship lifted off into the stars, its cargo hold empty except for containers of ordinary minerals. She had been bluffing, of course, but the queen didn't need to know that. Sometimes, the most powerful weapon wasn't a bomb at all, it was the absolute certainty that a human might be just crazy enough to use one.